may indeed. Welcome into the guest room. I am your host, Mike. This is a show where we play trivia games. That's Kevin over there.
Cheese.
There's Andy.
Pringles.
And that's KD.
Gross.
Not a sentence.
What? I mean, there's got to be a flavor, right? Like cheesy Pringle.
There's
sour.
pizza flavored, I think.
You don't like Pringles? You like Pringles.
I do like Pringles.
Do you like cheese?
I do. Not together.
Right. I don't think anyone was suggesting together as much as flavored.
Oh, see, I heard cheese Pringles.
Or perhaps just a list of things that are on our table.
Cheese, Pringles.
But there was no verb.
I know.
You didn't verb.
How do I verb that?
Cheese, Pringles inspire.
Yeah.
Or cheese Pringles rock.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you don't feel that way,
It's tough being in the spot you are.
Yeah, it really is. It really highlights my shortcomings as far as English goes.
Well,
What a nice segue.
that's great. Andy, I noticed you bobbing your head a little bit to the intro song.
Yeah. Speaking of shortcomings, my dance moves are not that great.
Well, I appreciated it.
Guys, I have a statement. I want to know what you guys think about this statement.
Oh, wow.
If it's Kyler Murray's statement from this week, please. We don't have enough time.
No, it is not that.
Okay.
I think the only person that can contend with Serena Williams for always looking personally offended is Jay Crowder. Do you agree with that?
That's good, but Jay Crowder is just like a Rasheed Wallace wannabe.
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, Tim Duncan.
Looking personally offended?
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers.
Tim Duncan all the time.
Yeah, Tim Duncan is pretty good.
Okay, yeah, I agree with Tim Duncan. Aaron Rodgers just is personally offended most of the time. I don't know about Serena Williams, whether she's personally offended all the time. But I just kind of get that same vibe from Jay Crowder that, like, he gets a foul called on him, and it's like, how could you do that to me?
But he enjoys being personally offended, I feel like. Like Tim Duncan, I don't think likes
Serena
being
Williams,
personally offended.
you think, also enjoy being personally offended?
Hard to say. I haven't really watched enough of Serena Williams, who I admit has dominated her sport for many, many years.
Before we get too far into the weeds with the champs, we've got some business to take care of here at the top of the show. A couple of pieces, actually. First of all, we want to give a shout out to a new patron, Mr. James and Mr. Jake, with their joint contribution. Huge shout out to you guys. We really appreciate you guys supporting the show and look forward to the content that you're going to be providing us with.
Yes, we've been promised something wonderful. Although it depends, I guess, what college team you're a fan of as to whether or not it's going to be a wonderful content.
Yeah. But once again, thank you so much to James and Jake. And a reminder to all of you guys that are not patrons out there, you can find us on Patreon, patreon.com/theguestroom-podcast. Find a tier that suits you and experience the perks therein.
Find a tier that suits you in Crimea River?
Yeah. Another piece of business, we are starting something new to hopefully get you guys a little bit more involved with the show. And that new thing, do we have a name for it yet?
Oh, man.
For lack of a better term right now, we'll call it the secret phrase game.
Okay.
But
the SPG.
But going forward, we will have a secret phrase game each episode in which one of the 4 guest room hosts will be supplied a secret phrase by the other 3 hosts. Now, we won't reveal who that host is, and we certainly won't reveal what the phrase is, because your job as the listener is to guess which of the 4 hosts had to sneak that phrase into the episode and what was their phrase. So you guys can make your guesses, submit your guesses by emailing theguestroompodcast@gmail.com.
And what's in it for them?
And yeah, so at the end of the month, we'll take all of the winners, everyone who got something right that month, and we will enter them in a drawing, and whoever wins from that drawing will receive some guest room branded merch. So it could be a hat, could be a shirt, but yeah, definitely excited to get this going, find out who.
Now, how long do they have
who
to
might win?
Enter into this, Mike?
Thank you for asking, Andy. They will have 1 week.
Thank you for Andy asking.
Thank you for Andy asking, like you always do. Yeah. So for instance, if this episode airs on a Thursday, then you will have until next Thursday's episode to submit your guess. We'll let you know if you got it right or not by email or by the socials. And then by the end of the month, that's when we will conduct the drawing. So really excited about that. And yes, we will be starting this episode. So
is it possible that the phrase has already occurred in this episode?
No, it is not.
Okay.
Since we hadn't yet explained the game, I won't force them to go back and listen to all of the Serena Williams talk. So starting now, in the rest of this episode, you got to figure out who's got the secret phrase and what's their phrase. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into the main event of our show. We are going to be playing a little round of Jeopardy today on the show, which, as we refer to on this podcast, is a Jeopardy. So, Kevin, why don't you go ahead and walk us through your categories? Did I get that right this time?
My name?
More to who's hosting, but yes.
Whose board it is.
So 400. Did I? Yeah.
Man, I re-listened to that one today. That was great. Kevin.
What? It is fun going back and listening to all the previous episodes that we've had. I mean, maybe the listeners don't do that, but
Yeah. I do actually recommend listening to older episodes on double time. Like if you've listened to it already and like none of the answers will surprise you anymore. Listening to it on double time. One, we all sound great, but it's like. But our laughs are amazing, and it's just massively entertaining.
I feel like I'm too much of a purist, though. Like, doesn't that kind of ruin the experience and the feeling?
No. I'm talking like at least on your second listen, if not more than that.
Man, nostalgia just isn't what it used to be. I guess I'm just not like one of these newfangled, podcast people that listens to things on 2, or is there more than 2 times speed?
No, it's only 2 times, but you can
go 1.5.
And if you I guess want to torture yourself, you can go on half speed, which that makes us.
That's for dedicated listeners.
Kevin, I mean, are you aware that there are other buttons besides play and pause? There's a
skip forward.
Skip forward.
I know the 15-second button.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what most people use on most podcasts to get through ads.
Oh, I thought that's what they went through to get through Michael's opening to like the rest of us.
Oh, ow.
Dang. I get it. You don't want to shout out. All right. What are your categories, Kevin?
Yeah. So putting episodes together these days is a little bit of a journey of self-discovery.
Okay.
Because I'm discovering themed boards, and so the question is, how far down the rabbit hole of themed boards do I feel like I can go?
Okay.
So we do have another themed board this week.
Does the board have a title? Like the title of your entire theme?
No.
Okay.
There's no cell for that in our Excel sheet.
I haven't discovered that part of myself yet.
Okay.
All right. So the first category is going to be near the screen.
Any ideas yet?
That might be an anagram.
The second category is near Martin Sheen.
Okay.
Never mind.
There we go. Near the stream?
Near third category is near the gene, Gene.
Okay. I'm going to go with near the other gene.
Fourth is near the queen.
Ooh.
Fifth is near the green.
I'm rooting for near the spleen.
Come on, spleen. Come on.
And sixth is near the spleen.
No!
Never been so excited to hear the word spleen before.
Yeah, it's a real kind of bummer that they named a splenectomy what it is, because you don't get the actual word spleen. That's my theme, I guess you would say.
I appreciate that all your eens are EENs and not EANs.
They're not all EENs, but that's okay.
Yep.
The Gen A.
Yeah, sorry. I tried kind of on that one, but not entirely.
So you didn't try.
And by the way, I will give you kind of an explanation of a couple of these categories right now. So near the screen is a category sent in by one of our patrons for the month of January. Mm-hmm. I think the month of January, actually.
Ooh, sorry, we're a little late on this.
Yeah, we are a little bit late. Maybe it was February. I can't remember. And it is similar to a previous category, which is movie titles that are one letter off from the real movie title.
Okay.
I liked that category, even though I was horrible at it.
I didn't get to participate that time.
And near the green...
Oh, yeah, I did.
You did.
Yeah, I did.
Near the green?
Near the green is a Stolpe Rots category about golf movies.
Okay.
Oh, there are 6?
Oh boy.
There are actually 45 at least. Yes.
No way.
Yes. So that should be fun. The other ones are going to be fairly self-explanatory, I believe.
Okay.
Andy, you're going to go first for us.
Okay, let's go near Martin Sheen for 100.
Near Martin Sheen for 100.
Kitty.
KD.
Jed Bartlett.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Dang it. Man, one of these, like...
Yeah, I get it, but that was the one you...
Yeah. Of all the times to like, yeah, this is the time I should go for it.
Martin Sheen?
That's the only thing I know about Martin Sheen.
All right, here we go. Martin's youngest son, he has tiger blood and is always
Andy.
Andy.
Who is Charlie?
That is correct.
Let's go Martin
Is always #winning.
near Martin Sheen for 200. By the way, it's daytime Andy.
It is. Oh, yeah, you guys are in trouble. By the way, Mike, I like what you've done with propping that board up there.
Thank you.
Okay, for 200. Martin's oldest son, he taught us not to sit on top of elevators and that ducks fly together.
Oh, what's his name?
He's
not.
He's not a Sheen.
No, he's got the Hispanic name.
Oh.
Whoa! No, come on, help me out.
Oh, it starts with an E.
Eduardo. I don't think anyone buzzed
Katie?
in there.
No, I know his first name.
KD, I got your buzz.
Oh, I know it.
Eduardo Escobar?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. That's the third baseman for the... I don't know who now. Well, actually, no one, because baseball's not a
I
thing
might
right
butcher
now.
the last name. Andy.
Andy,
Emilio Estevez.
I will give that to you. Emilio
Wow.
Estevez.
Dang
Yes. So he was in Mighty Ducks
Yeah.
and in the first Mission Impossible movie, which is a wonderful movie. He, spoiler alert.
No.
What am I, 26 years late or something like that?
There's no spoiling.
No, we've already gone over this.
Impossible
It's when a movie is still in theaters.
Yeah, so he's a hacker and he sits on top of an elevator in an opening scene and somebody controls the elevator out from under him and like shoves him into the top of the elevator shaft,
Oh.
and like a thing goes like right through his face.
Oh.
Ouch.
Yeah, so that was fun. All right, Andy, still your board.
Oh, near Martin Sheen for 300.
Near Martin Sheen
Oh
for
my
300. Sheen portrayed this famous soldier 29 years ago in Gettysburg. Mike.
Robert E. Lee.
That is correct.
Let's go near the screen for 100.
Near the screen for 100. Remember, these are movies that are not actual titles of movies that I know of, but are one letter off from titles that you might be aware of. Okay.
And sorry, we need to give you the one letter off.
Yes.
Okay.
This movie is not about talking insects. It's a depressing biopic of a vagrant's day-to-day existence.
It's specifically one letter.
One letter off.
Oh.
This movie isn't about talking. Mike.
A Bum's Life.
That is correct.
I was thinking of Thug's Life.
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought of that first too. Near the screen, 200.
Near the screen for 200. This police officer isn't cybernetic. He just spends all his time harassing traveling workers catching free train rides.
Repeat.
This police officer isn't cybernetic. He just spends all his time harassing traveling workers catching free train rides.
Andy. HoboCop.
That is correct.
Wow.
That's good.
300 for near the screen.
Never
Okay.
seen RoboCop.
Either.
Me neither. I think it was a late 80s movie, so it couldn't have been called A Boy's Life.
No.
Because that was early 80s. All right, for 300. In this movie, the main character isn't a superhero. He's an irate arachnid.
Kitty.
KD.
Spider Mad.
That is correct.
Near the screen for 4.
Near the screen for 4. In this movie, Atticus Finch gives Scout a sadistic directive.
Kitty.
KD.
Go Kill a Mockingbird.
That is correct. Well done.
500.
What was it?
Go Kill a Mockingbird.
Okay.
For 500. In this movie, the characters aren't saving a clownfish. They're hunting down a deranged dictator.
Repeat.
In this movie... Mike.
Finding Nero.
That is correct.
Oh, nice. I was thinking more like modern dictators. I'm like, how does this fit?
Mike, the board is yours.
Near the screen, 600.
Near the screen for 600. In this movie, a trio of time travelers managed to eliminate Hitler as an infant.
Repeat.
In this movie, a trio of time travelers managed to eliminate Hitler as an infant.
I have a guess for no points. Oh, well, it doesn't even work, though.
I don't think I know it.
Boop, boop, boop.
Is it back to, like, the Fuhrer?
No.
Oh, that's a good. That's a really good though.
Yeah, this was the one that I absolutely did not get when I was testing these out for the person that sent in this category. Thank you, Matthew. The answer is 3 Men and a Baby.
Oh, wow.
3 Men and a Baby?
What is 3 Men and a Baby about?
I don't know, but it has Tom Selleck in it, I believe.
So, like, is there actually time travel in the movie?
I don't think so. That's part of why I struggled with
That's tough.
Okay.
that one.
Wow.
Okay.
It's someone's board.
Way over.
I
Mike.
believe it's mine, yeah. Let's go. Let's go near the green 100.
Near the green for 100. Remember, this is a Stolpe Rods category.
Mm-hmm.
A Rube Goldberg machine spits a golf ball to a man in baggy clothing.
Katie.
KD.
Oh, what's this movie called? Oh no.
There was much more.
Happy Gilmore.
That is correct.
Wow.
I will read the rest because I wrote
where
it.
everything falls down.
Yes, a Rube Goldberg machine spits a golf ball to a man in baggy clothing. He goes from being the flavor of the moment in golf to a completely unknown and unsuccessful hockey player. There is a sweet moment where Bob Barker wakes him up and they wrestle for a few minutes. All right, Katie, the board is yours.
Let's go near for 2. Near the green for 2.
Near the green for 2.
All of them, all at once.
Okay. A golf ball jumps out of the 18th hole, causing explosions all over the golf course. Then a bunch of idiots do idiot things for most of the movie.
Kitty.
KD.
Caddyshack.
Yes. I hate that movie.
I should have guessed, even though I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either.
I think I knew you hated it.
300.
300.
Katie.
KD.
The greatest game ever played.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
I don't think this has been worth it for you.
No, I know it's not worth
we need to keep track of how many points he loses these days doing that. All right, for the other two of you, a mysterious caddy appears and spends most of the movie showing the golfer how to swing worse and become an alcoholic. Then the caddy disappears, leaving the golfer to wallow in his depression, where he's plagued by dreams of his grisly future in World War I.
I know of 2 golf movies. 2 that haven't been said. And one I know nothing about.
I know a movie, but I don't even know if it's golf related.
Terminator?
Weekend at Bernie's.
I'll
Oh,
guess
yeah.
for no points.
Yeah, and I got
Boop, boop, boop.
Tin Cup.
No, it is not. It is The Legend of Bagger Vance.
Never heard of it.
I've heard of it,
Heard
but
of
I
it.
think only because of the hosts on the radio.
All right, Katie, still your board?
You know, let's switch things up. Let's go near the Queen for 1.
Near the Queen for 1. This is a non-hereditary title resulting in the honorific Sir preceding a man's...
Kitty.
KD.
Lord.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. This is a non-hereditary title.
Andy? Knight.
That is correct.
Let's go near the green for 400.
Near the green for 400. A young man gives his proud father $1 in the middle of a crowd. Mike.
Greatest game ever played.
Yes, in the middle of a crowd of people. He becomes less and less popular, which culminates in his journey from U.S. Open champ to caddy at his local country club. His dad now views him with complete disinterest.
Very good movie.
Very good movie. Good Shia LaBeouf.
And we'll stick there 500.
500. After holing out from 230 yards at the U.S. Open, a golfer inexplicably decides to hit it into the water several times. After this, his swing starts to fall apart, and he breaks up with his girlfriend, who becomes his psychologist instead.
Nope. No idea.
I don't know it.
Boop, boop, boop. Now would have been the time to guess Tin Cup.
Yeah, I didn't. I know nothing about Tin Cup.
Yeah.
Mike, the board is still yours.
All right, let's go near the spleen 100.
Near the spleen for 100. Wow, we are really jumping around
We are.
today. Sorry, listeners.
Should we get a score update?
Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, we're through
Some.
We're
2.5
portion of the board.
ish categories. What are we at?
We've got KD with 300.
Wow,
Could be 700.
Could be a lot more than that. Andy with 600. Mike with 1,300.
All right, still anyone's game. Near the spleen for 100. Located in front and to the right of the spleen, this muscular organ secretes acid and enzymes.
Kitty.
Kitty.
Gallbladder.
No, that is incorrect. Located in front and to the right of the spleen, this muscular organ secretes acid. Andy.
Liver.
No. Maybe both of you should have let me get to the end of the question.
Instead of the exact same spot.
Actually, that was less. I got less out that time. Located in front and to the right of the spleen, this muscular organ secretes acid and enzymes that digest food.
Oh, let's go with Mike.
Mike.
Stomach?
That's correct. I love you guys.
Near the spleen, 200.
Near the spleen for 200. Located just above the spleen, this spongy organ is 20% smaller than its counterpart.
Andy.
Andy.
It's a small intestine.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Mike.
Come on, it's smaller than its counterpart.
Mike.
Mike.
Gallbladder.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Kidney.
KD.
Oh, I know what it is.
Oh, I don't know what it is. Kidney.
Yes.
No,
Oh,
sorry,
what?
that's incorrect.
Wow.
The answer is left lung.
Oh.
Whoa.
Okay.
It's spongier?
It's spongy. No, it's 20%
It's not
smaller.
spongier.
20 how do you measure sponginess? Spongy,
could.
1G, spongy, 1G, 1G.
We lost 600 points on
Here
that
we go.
question.
Spongy.
Come on. That was terrible. I have no idea who. I guess Mike
Good thing
Ford.
none of us are surgeons.
Near the spleen, 300.
Oh, man. Listeners, please write in. Of the four of us, who would you want to do an appendectomy
man.
on you?
I don't know who won in Point to Your several episodes ago.
I think Mike won in
Yeah,
Point to Your.
probably.
All right, Mike, what did you choose?
Near the spleen, 300.
Near the spleen. You guys were so excited for this category, too. Here we go. Located just below the spleen, this organ is longer and more narrow than its...
Kitty.
KD.
Small intestine.
I'm sorry, that is
gosh.
incorrect. It's not like anyone is like champing at the bit to beat you to this thing. Located just...
Champing?
I guess, yes, that is actually the real phrase.
Oh, it's champing, not chomping?
Yes, that is correct. About 98% of people use chomping and is wrong.
Wow. That's Mandela effect, I think.
Located just below the spleen, this organ is longer and more narrow than its bean-shaped counterpart. Andy.
Was kidney.
I'm going to need a more specific answer.
A more specific answer?
Yes.
Yes. You know how there was a more specific...
The left kidney?
That is correct.
Oh,
It's longer and more narrow than its bean-shaped counterpart.
whatever.
Wait. Is it also not bean-shaped?
It is.
Oh, okay.
Also, its
One's-
counterpart is bean-shaped.
I thought the takeaway I had was like, wait, I have one bean-shaped kidney and one non-bean-shaped
one's
kidney.
like a kidney bean and one's like a green bean.
Right. Well, I wouldn't say green.
A soybean.
Yeah.
Uh,
Andy,
Near the spleen, 400?
near the spleen for 400. Also just above the spleen, this muscle separates the abdomen from the chest and creates a vacuum to help you
Kitty.
breathe. KD.
Diaphragm.
That is correct.
Ooh, got one.
That's a muscle?
Yes.
Wow.
What did you think it was?
Just like a word that choir teachers use?
No.
Let's get Corral out here and ask him.
Let's do near the queen for 200.
Everybody's rethinking their answer of Mike operating.
That's a muscle?
Do people work out their diaphragm? I gotta do some diaphragm crunches.
That's probably something a choir teacher would help you with.
Yeah.
All right.
Near the queen for 2.
Near the queen for 2. The wife or widow of an earl or a count.
Andy.
Andy.
Duchess.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Dang it. Was that going to be your answer?
No. Repeat.
The wife or widow of an earl or a count.
Mike.
Mike.
Countess.
That is correct.
Near the spleen, 500.
Widow port was throwing me off.
Near the spleen for 500. Located just to the right of the spleen, this long, flattened gland is about 6 inches long and primarily helps with digestion and regulating blood sugar.
Andy.
Andy.
What is the liver?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. I'll read it
Repeat.
again. Located just to the right of the spleen, this long, flattened gland is about 6 inches
Oh, it's
long
not a gland.
and primarily helps with digestion and regulating blood sugar.
Liver's an organ. I should have known that.
I will mention that the terms gland and organ for this particular
Are
answer
interchangeable?
seem to be interchangeable on the internet.
Huh.
Kitty.
KD,
Pancreas.
that is correct.
Nice job.
Near the queen for 3.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Huh.
How many points do I have?
600.
And
Oh,
what's the score update right now, Mike?
So, yeah, Katie was 600, Andy with negative 100,
Oh boy.
and Mike with 1,400.
Okay, this is interesting.
Let's make it a true.
A true. All right, here we go. The wife or husband of the ruling monarch.
The king or queen consort.
That is correct. Consort is correct. Way to
Wow.
go. That doubles your points from 600 to 1,200.
That was the 300.
That was a
point
300-point question.
And the board is yours.
Holy moly.
It was a KD 300-point question.
Whew, yeah, that's true.
Near the queen for 4.
Near the queen for 4. A Scottish man with extensive holdings of land.
Kitty.
KD.
A laird.
That is correct.
This
500.
is a Katie category.
500. An honorific title for women. This is the female equivalent of the title conferring the title Sir to males.
Andy.
Andy.
Lady.
Sorry, that's incorrect.
Oh, I'm losing so many
Repeat.
points.
An honorific title for women. This is the female equivalent of the title conferring Sir to males.
Don't know it.
Siri.
Yes, sirree.
Boo, boo, boo. Is that where we get Siri from?
I hope not.
No, it's not. Dame Judi Dench. Ever heard of her?
No.
I mean, I've heard of Judi Dench.
Yes, she's a dame.
Oh, interesting.
Dame is the answer.
Okay, I thought that was just a really bad English pronunciation of a French word.
No.
Near the queen for 6.
Near the queen?
I think it still is.
Yes,
but
near the queen for 6. This title is traditionally granted to the heir apparent to the British throne.
Katie.
KD.
Prince of Wales.
Yes, Prince or Princess of Wales would have been acceptable there.
Really?
Yes.
How much are we losing by now?
Yes, where do the scores stand, Mike, with about just under 2 categories to go?
Negative 600 Andy.
Nice.
1,400 Mike. 2,300 KD.
All right, let us go.
Let's do near the spleen for 6.
Near the spleen for 6. Located to the left of the spleen, these 3 numbered bones form a boundary to contain the spleen within the abdomen.
Repeat.
Located to the left of the spleen, these 3 numbered bones form a boundary to contain the spleen within the abdomen.
Pick.
Nope.
Go ahead and pick.
Nope. When you read bones, do you read top to bottom or bottom to top?
Left to right or right to left?
I don't know.
Boo, boo, boo. Okay, for no points, let's see what you guys would have said.
8th, 9th, and 10th rib.
All right. Andy?
I wouldn't even guess
Mike?
that.
I don't know. For the sake of conversation, let's say ribs 6, 8, and 10. I don't know.
9, 10, and 11 was the correct answer. Yes.
Wow.
All righty. Katie, the board is still yours.
So ribs are read as if you're looking at a person, and then it's top to bottom, switch over to their right, or their left, my right, and then top to bottom again.
How many ribs
So,
I have no idea how many ribs we have.
I did not require direction in that question, but so you would call the 11th rib on the right side and the 11th rib on the left side. They're both the 11th rib.
Oh, so we have like 20-some.
No.
What?
No, we
You've
have
got
half.
24 ribs. I mean, technically 24 ribs. I guess
If they're both 11,
they
then-
do have direction, but I didn't require it.
and
in the answer.
magnitude.
Oh, okay, understood.
A bit of magnitude.
Yeah,
Yes.
good. Does that mean they have velocity? Is that how that works? If they have direction?
Yeah.
Let's do.
They have a vector.
Oh yeah. Is that the villain from
Yes.
Despicable Me?
Yes. What was the meme I sent you recently? Like that one hit my funny bones so hard. I love the vector memes. Anyway, I'm not going to remember.
Let's do near the gene for 1.
Near the gene for 1. People have been avoiding this category
Yeah.
for good reason.
Yeah.
Although, Andy, if you ever had a chance to come back, this is your category, my
You had the
bub.
chance to change your fate.
Would ya?
I've never seen that movie.
Is that
Same.
Brave?
Yeah.
I haven't either.
All right. This occurs when a DNA gene is damaged or changed.
Kitty.
KD,
Mutation.
that's correct.
200.
200. Each human cell generally contains 23 pairs of these.
Kitty.
KD,
Chromosomes.
that is correct.
So this isn't about Gene Wilder. I take it.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It is
I thought
not.
that's why it'd be an Andy category.
For 3,
for 3.
this process generates an identical copy of a cell or organism.
KD.
KD,
Mitosis.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Darn it.
This process generates an identical copy of a cell or organism.
I know what it is.
Then say it.
I can't think of
That's
the
how
word.
this game works.
Mike. Cloning.
That is correct. Mike, the board is yours.
Oh, boy. Near the gene, 400.
Near the gene for 400. This describes one of two or more versions of a gene, DNA sequences that control specific traits.
Repeat.
This describes one of two or more versions of a gene, DNA sequences that control specific traits.
Is that a dash? Is that punctuation a dash?
It is a dash.
Okay.
Are you going to guess based on the fact that it's a dash?
It's kind of a tough clue.
I don't know it.
Mm-mm.
Boop, boop, boop. The answer is allele.
Oh, good thing I didn't
yeah.
guess.
Yep.
Next, we're going to have a spelling bee. Spell allele.
Ooh. Is it ALEEL?
No.
ALEIL.
No.
ALLIEL.
No. ALLELE.
Oh, alele.
Yeah.
Mike.
Mike's board. Really?
Near the gene, 500.
Near the gene for 500. Also known as ribonucleic acid, it replaces... KD.
RNA.
That's correct.
Oh,
That was a 500-point question.
Gotta throw you guys a bone sometimes.
Oh.
Hey, I just did it to make sure you're still awake, Andy.
KD a bone.
Because it's getting dark outside, and you've been guessing less as the
yeah.
episode has been going.
Near the gene for 6.
Near the gene for 6. This is the process by which information in a strand of DNA is copied into a new molecule of messenger RNA.
I don't remember school.
Yes,
Andy.
you do.
Andy,
Mitosis.
no.
Oh, yikes.
Well, it's been fun.
Anyone else?
See you guys on the next episode.
Hey, there's a lot of points out there still.
Boop, boop, boop. Not that many. Actually, that many, yeah. The answer was transcription.
Ah,
Transcription.
Also known as mitosis.
no.
Yeah, totally. It is someone's board. I'm sure of it.
I think it's mine.
KD.
Can we get a score update?
Yeah, with 4 questions to go.
Yes,
With
please.
4 questions to go, we've got Andy with negative 1,200,
Oh, that's not bad.
Mike with 1,700, and KD with 2,800. And by the way, KD has guessed 20 times. Andy and I have buzzed in
Amazing.
21 times
Together.
together.
All right.
Good deal.
So basically, I have a challenge.
You're the protagonist. We're just all here supporting you.
Let's go with near the green for 600.
Near the green for 600. Okay. A man devastates his friends, then spends some time watching some childhood icons go from semi-passable to utterly incompetent playing his favorite game. Then he jumps out of a golf hole to meet a Ghostbuster, a translucent man, and the
KD.
villain from KD.
Oh my gosh, how did I forget this movie? Space Jam.
That is correct.
Can you read the clue again?
Yes, a man devastates his friends, then spends some time watching some childhood icons go from semi-passable to utterly incompetent playing his favorite game. Then he jumps out of a golf hole to meet a Ghostbuster, a translucent man, and the villain from Jurassic Park.
What's the Ghostbuster thing?
Bill Murray is a Ghostbuster, Larry is Clear, and Stan is the villain from Jurassic Park.
I was going to...
I'm ashamed.
I'm ashamed that Michael didn't get that.
I'm ashamed by how long it took me to come up with Space Jam.
Yeah, that was brutal. What? How did...
Toad's Brutes, man.
I was going to buzz in like less than a second after you did because of the word translucent. What gave it away for you?
The jumping out of the golf hole.
Okay.
I was waiting for Space Jam earlier on in the
like
in the category.
jumping out of the golf hole, I was like, "Oh, Space Jam!" And then he said a Ghostbuster, and I was like, "What?" Because I immediately pictured a ghost.
I didn't remember enough about specific details. I just remember the golf hole and also general plot.
Not many people jump out of golf holes. That's
True. Let's go with near Martin Sheen for 600.
For 600, all right. He played the antagonist across from Sheen in the 1979 Francis Ford Coppola film Apocalypse Now. Different than Apocalypse Cow.
Worse than Apocalypse Cow.
Probably.
No guesses?
Nope.
Boop, boop, boop. Marlon Brando.
I've heard of that name before.
Yeah. It's not a great movie, but it's a pretty good book.
Okay. Near Sheen for 5.
Near Martin Sheen for 5. Sheen played this actor's father-in-law 20 years ago in Catch Me If You Can. KD.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's correct.
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, very good. Near Martin Sheen for 4.
Near Martin Sheen for 4. Sheen took a somewhat forgotten turn in this iconic Spider-Man role in 2012.
Mike.
Uncle Ben. That's correct.
Oh, nice job.
All
Did I
right.
enter more guesses than you guys?
Oh, yeah. I actually miscounted earlier. So Andy and I just made it up to 20, and you're at 22.
Let's go.
That's
That was a good laugh.
That's a lot of guessing for a Jeopardy board, I feel like. Normally we're probably in the 30 range, and this time we were at about 42.
Mm-hmm.
So. All right. Going into Final Jeopardy, Mike, what are the scores?
Yeah, so Andy with negative 1,200, Mike with 2,100, KD with 3,900.
That's a lot.
Yep.
But catchable. No doubt about it. All right. Final Jeopardy category. The category is Near the Bean. Near the Bean.
That's EAN, right?
It is EAN, yes. Here we go, folks. Category is Near the Bean.
Near the Bean.
What is the name of the actor who plays Mr. Bean?
His name is not Mr. Bean.
That's what I thought his name was.
What is the name of the actor who plays Mr. Bean?
I'm sorry, Jason. I'm sorry for letting you down.
What names are on the cover of a Rat Race?
Whoopi Goldberg.
Kevin, sorry, KD.
Melissa.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
This is the time when you quote
Melissa-
a line and it helps jog my memory.
I haven't even seen this movie, so I don't know.
I've only seen it on silent with French subtitles.
Wow.
Airplane.
Oh, this is
For some reason, I've watched more movies on airplanes on other people's screens than on my own. I never have the
Gross.
specific desire to watch something.
Do they get annoyed at you?
I mean, I'm behind them.
Can't they feel your eyes invading their
It's usually
space?
cross aisle. So Mr. Bean was one of those movies. Alita Battle Angel was one of those. That one had English subtitles though, so that one was fine. Somewhat recently
So
watched Frozen 2.
You spent almost 2 hours maybe watching a tiny little television in front of somebody in front of somebody and
you had no sound.
diagonally in front of you.
Yep.
With
How
French
awful.
subtitles that you could not hear.
You are a special person.
You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity. All right, so we're going to take a look at the wagers and the guesses here. Andy,
My wager.
with no wager.
No wager.
What did you guess for funsies?
I guessed Cuba Gooding Jr.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
No?
Mr. Bean, you've changed. That is incorrect, clearly. Mike, you're next. You wagered all of your points,
Yeah.
and you wrote Johnny English,
Yeah.
which is another role that the actor who plays Mr. Bean does assume. So you know who I'm talking about.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
but you don't know who
And
I'm talking about.
If you told me the actor's name, I'd immediately tell you, oh, yeah, that's the guy who plays Mr. Bean and Johnny English.
Yeah,
And the drum thing. He does the invisible drum set thing.
absolutely, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Comedy at its finest.
I am so sorry, Jason, for letting you down. Once again.
KD says no clue. Is that short for no clue?
Yeah.
Actually,
It's a French subtitle.
yeah. No clue. Inspector no clue.
How much did you wager?
301.
He wagered 301. So nobody got it right, and with the only positive score,
What was his name?
Katie comes in at 35.99. Mike at 0. Andy at negative 1,200. The name is Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah, that's it.
Everyone knows it. No one knows it.
The first name I wrote down was Roy.
Yeah, and then you
That's
wrote
close.
down David,
Yep.
and then Leslie.
And then Cunningham.
Roy David Leslie Cunningham. Final answer.
And then Proctor and then Oslo.
Your brain is is just a wonderful entanglement of.
I feel like
words.
Roy Cunningham is not that far off.
I mean, it's closer than any of us got, I guess.
True. It is closer to Cuba Gooding Jr. to be sure. Although Cuba Gooding Jr. is an actual person, Johnny English not so much.
Yeah.
So we'll call it a tie.
All right.
Well done, KD.
Thanks.
You know, you got a pretty decent score on the themed board.
Thank you.
Think how well you could have done if you wouldn't have guessed it just
Dude.
randomly.
Like, it's literally just for me. Like, I will be so happy when I get one of those. And, like,
At this point, though, it'll kind of be like when Kevin sinks a 170-foot putt. Like, yeah, it's because you took 6,000 attempts.
No, but you guys don't think I can do it in 6,000 attempts.
ooh, what's more likely? What's going to happen?
If Kevin starts putting now.
Oh, man.
Well, thank you, Kevin, for the board. I did appreciate, as always,
Yeah.
the themes.
That was wonderful.
They're good.
I know some of those questions were sciencey and hard, and I apologize for that. But there's only so many.
That's
things
fine.
that-
I mean, we asked for Near the Spleen.
Yeah.
You gave it to us, so that was
did.
exciting. KD, well done.
Thank you.
It wasn't an enormous score, but it was. I mean, compared to our scores, it was insane. Yeah. So to recap, Andy -1200, Mike 0, KD 3599. Once again, we thank you, listeners. Remember to send us your guesses for who had the secret phrase and what that phrase was. You can email us at theguestroompodcast@gmail.com. With that, you can also support us on patreon.com/theguestroompodcast. You can find us and subscribe on all of your podcast apps other than Podbean, which gets way too much pub on our podcast.
It does.
And
should we like get sponsored by them and talk about how we're not on there?
sponsored by Podbean.
Yeah.
And should they not forget to try to figure out the secret phrase?
Yeah, he said that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Where was I?
We have no idea.
man.
I think you were like Twilight Andy.
Yeah,
When did this happen?
The sun's setting.
When did this happen?
Like 45 seconds ago.
Oh man.
I'm just reminding them.
Twilight Andy is good. That's good.
Oh boy.
Please leave us a rating if you have not already. We covet your thumbs in that way. And don't forget to figure out the secret phrase. As always, farewell.